Going out to the bus stop in Edinburgh, going out in an English park, going out in a nightclub when I was 15. Little lights in my heart. Going out when I lied to my mother, said the cigarettes she found weren't mine. One went out within me, now I smoke like a chimney. It's getting dark in this heart of mine. It's getting dark in this heart of mine. We're born with millions of little lights shining in the dark, and they show us the way. One lights up every time you feel love in your heart. One dies when it moves away. One went out in the back streets of Manchester, one went out in an airport in Spain. One went out, I've no doubt, when I grew up and moved out of the place where the boy used to play. One went out when Uncle Ben got his tumour. We used to fish and I fish no more. Though we will not return, I know one still burns on a fishing boat off the New Jersey shore. On a fishing boat off the New Jersey shore. We're born with millions of little lights shining in the dark, and they show us the way. One lights up every time you feel love in your heart. One dies when it moves away. We're born with millions of little lights shining in our hearts, and they die along the way, till we're old and we're cold and we're lying in the dark. 'Cause they'll all burn out someday. They'll all burn out one day. Oh, they'll all burn out one day. They'll all burn out one day. Yeah. Well, it's been years since we carved our names on a clock tower door before everything changed. We were big-eyed boys with a salt on our skin, and we'd throw our kites to the wind, and they'd fly on and on and on and on. On and on and on and on. On and on and on and on. Ba-da-dum dum da-da-da-dum dum. Ba-da-dum dum da-da-da-dum dum. Ba-da-dum dum da-da-da-dum dum. Da-da-dum dum. Well, it's been years since we whispered soft with a torchlight on and the big light off. We were tired boys with the soap on our skin, and we'd fall asleep to the wind. Yes, and we dream on and on and on and on. On and on and on and on. On and on and on and on. 'Cause we're circles, you see. We You're round the sun, in and out like the sea. I'll circle round you, you will circle round me. And in years when the clock tower's gone and the big light dims and the night thins will no longer be boys. We'll have lines on our skin and we'll throw our dust to the wind. Good evening, everybody. Thank you very much for joining me. Back on the live streams. I've had quite a long break from them, but we are still in lockdown, so I thought I would get back and do these again. So now I'm going to aim to do a different album of mine every week. I have 13 albums now. So yeah, it should keep us going for a little while. Hopefully by the time I get through all of my records, we will be out of this mess. So this week it's All the Little Lights, which is by far and away my most successful album. Some would say my only successful album. It's the one that's got Let Her Go on it. It's the one that kind of changed everything. Stopped me being a busker and got me playing festivals and going around the world chasing that crazy song. So yeah, I'm going to be trying my very hardest to play every song on this record. Please bear in mind that I haven't played some of these songs for a long time. This record came out 9 years ago, almost to the day. So some of these songs are going to be rusty as fuck, and I'm sorry about that, but I'll give it my best shot. This next song is called Lives for the Living. You have to go there. Well, grey clouds wrapped round the town like elastic. Cars stood like toys made of Taiwanese plastic. And the boy laughed and he danced round in the rain. While laundrettes clean clothes, high heels rubbed toes, puddles splashed huddles of bus stop crows, dressed in their suits and their boots, where they all looked the same. I took myself down to the cafe to find all the boys lost in books and crackling vinyl, and carved out a poem above the urinal that read, don't you cry for the lost, smile for the living, get what you need and give what you're given. Life's for the living, so live it, or you're better off dead. Yeah, while the evening poured the moon out of its packet, stars shone like buttons on an old man's jacket. We needed a nail, but we taxied till it fell off the wall. Yeah, while pigeons pecked drains, sparks flew like planes, rain showed the rainbows in the oil stains. Oh, we all had new iPhones, no one had no one to call. Yeah, and I stumbled down to the stomach of the town, where the widows take memories to slowly drown. With her hands to the sky and a mist in her eyes, she said, don't you cry for the lost, smile for the living, get what you need and give what you're given. Life's for the living, so live it, or you're better off dead now. Yeah, yeah. Oh nah. Hey now, yeah. Well, I'm sick of this town, this blind man's forage. They take your dreams down and they stick 'em in storage. You can have 'em back, son, when you've paid off your mortgage and loans. Yeah, and hell with this place, I'll go it my own way. I'll stick out my thumb and I'll trudge down the highway. Someday someone must be going my way home. Till then I'll make my bed from a disused car, with a mattress of leaves and a blanket of stars. And I stitch the words into my heart with a needle and thread. Don't you cry for the lost, smile for the living. Get what you need and give what you're given. Life's for the living, so live it. Well, you're better off dead. Thank you very much. I can't see any of your comments tonight. I haven't got... I should really sort that out, I think. Next week, I'll be able to see your comments. I'll figure that out. But hopefully you're all commenting nice things. I have no idea. And if you're commenting "let her go" over and over again, I promise you it's coming. I've noticed that seems to be a bit of a theme on some of these live streams. A lot of people wanting that song. And luckily for you, that song, and luckily for me, that song is on this album. So it is coming, I promise. It's so funny playing these old songs again. It really takes me back to when I was writing them, pretty much a decade ago now, when I was busking, mainly around Australia. A lot of these songs were written in Australia. And songs, yeah, they're so vivid. They really take me back in a way that you know, photographs or video or anything like that doesn't. Songs just kind of zoom me straight back to where I was and how I was feeling and what I was thinking. And it's funny as well, going back in time to a different version of myself, you know, 10 years ago, and what I was thinking and how I would write songs is so different back then. It's almost like reading an old diary or something, but it's cool. This next song, it's got some fairly choice lyrics in it, some fairly tongue-in-cheek stuff. I hope it doesn't offend anyone. It's called "Staring at the Stars." Tobacco stains our yellow teeth, and all our fingers and underneath our fingernails clasp on sheets as we try desperately to sleep. Hearts are sad and eyes are tired. All this Red Bull keeps us wide. It gives us wings, gives us rings around our eyes. We put 3 sugars in our tea, sit to watch daytime TV and laugh at mums who don't know who the father is. And all our girlfriends are long gone. We watch too much internet porn. Who needs love when you've got silicone and strap-ons? Beer bloats our spoilt guts, and shit jobs keep us in ruts, keep us eyeing up the whats and ifs and buts and maybes, and falling over in the street is just a part of every week. We lie drunkenly just staring at the stars. Remember when they were in reach? All the teachers used to teach we can do anything if we put our minds to it. We put our minds to it all, but disappointment crashed the ball. We could have done anything, we just never quite knew it. So tie a scarf on tight, it's to be a cold night. Tie a scarf on tight, it's to be a cold night. Tie your scarf on tight, it's to be a cold night. I also used to cram a lot more words into songs. I think when I was younger, I always tried to be as clever as possible with songs, and that is a very fine example of it. And I can barely keep up with those old songs anymore. I'm probably getting a bit old myself. This song is a fun one. I remember writing it. I used to live above a pub. Well, my friends were living above a pub, and whenever I would come back from busking, there was a little room there for me. It was a really fun time. John, Andy, Rich, if you're watching this, let's play Monopoly sometime. It's been too long. It was a brilliant time, and I wrote a lot of songs in that front room. And I remember writing this, sitting on the windowsill, chain smoking and sort of watching the world go by, and writing this song. And it was actually, I remember writing this after we'd recorded all the little lights, and me and my manager and people got really excited, and we thought this is going to be the hit single. We already had Let Her Go on the record, but we thought, yeah, actually, Wrong Direction, this is going to be the one. And it did all right, but yeah, was obviously kind of dwarfed by Let Her Go in the end. So it's funny how these things pan out. But here it is, Wrong Direction. When I was a kid, the things I did were hidden under the grid. Young and naive, I never believed that love could be so well hid. With regret, I'm willing to bet and say the older you get, it gets harder to forgive and harder to forget. It gets under your shirt like a dagger at work. The first cut is the deepest, but the rest will fucking hurt. You build your heart of plastic, you're cynical and sarcastic, and end up in the corner on your own. 'Cause I love to feel love, but I can't stand the rejection. I hide behind my jokes as a form of protection. I thought I was close, but under further inspection, it seems I've been running in the wrong direction. Oh no. So what's the point in getting your hopes up when all you're ever getting is choked up when you're coked up and can't remember the reason why I broke up? You call her in the morning when you're coming down and falling like an old man on the side of the road. When you're apart, you don't wanna mingle. When you're together, you wanna be single. The chase, the taste, the kiss, the bliss that made your heart tingle. How much greener the grass is with those rose-tinted glasses, but the butterflies, they flutter by and leave us on our asses. 'Cause I love to feel love, but I can't stand the rejection. I hide behind my jokes as a form of protection, and I thought I was closer under further inspection. It seems I've been running in the wrong direction. Oh. It seems I've been running in the wrong direction, oh no. It seems I've been running in the wrong direction, oh no. Well, it seems I've been running in the wrong direction, oh. And last night I couldn't sleep. I got up and started walking down to the end of my street and on into town. Well, I had no one to meet, and I had no taste for talking. It seems I'm talking my whole life in time I'm listening now. I walk past the late night boys with their bottles in their doorways, and I walk past the businessmen sleeping like babies in their cars. And I thought to myself, oh son, you may be lost in more ways than one, but I have a feeling that it's more fun to knowing exactly where you are. And I'm like a stone carried on the river, like a boat sailing on the sea. And I keep on walking, yeah, I keep on walking, till I find that old love, oh, that old love comes to find me. Well, I walked into the morning and felt the warm sunlight forming on my shoulders. Yeah, it hit me with no warning, like a summer sky storming in my lungs. Ain't it funny how the kids walk by, do anything to make themselves look older, while the rest of us spend our money on anything that makes us look young. And I'm like a stone carried on the river, I'm like a boat sailing on the sea. And I keep on walking, I said I keep on walking, till I find that old love, oh, that old love comes to find me. Say, hey, hey, whoa, night, yeah, oh, 'cause I'm like a stone, I'm carried on the river now, I'm like a boat sailing on the sea. And I keep on walking, I said I keep on walking, till I find that old love, oh, that old love comes to find me. Till I find that old love, oh, that old love comes to find me. That was intense. I really haven't sung that song, apart from this week when I was kind of relearning it. I don't think I've sung that song for sort of 8 years, probably. It is a real pleasure to do these, as always. I find them completely nerve-wracking, going live and trying to sing all these songs that are pretty unfamiliar at this stage. But it's so good for me to do it. I love the challenge. I love going back and looking at all these songs, and I really hope you guys enjoy it. I'm going to be doing this every week, as I said, trying to play a different album of mine every single week. And we're going to be doing these little posters. And if you share this, if you're watching it on Facebook or Instagram, if you share it on Facebook or if you tag somebody in on Instagram, you will automatically be in the prize draw to get one of these posters, and I'm going to personalise them and sign them and send them to you. So please share away if you can. This next song I think is one of my favourites on the records. And it uses a finger picking pattern that I was very proud of at the time and used pretty much every single song. I realised when I was learning these songs, at least 3 or 4 songs have this like this kind of feel to it. It's called Patient Love. Got a pinch of tobacco in my pocket. I'm not gonna roll it, no, I'm not gonna smoke it till it staring at the stars and the rockets twinkling in the silvery night. 2 sips of whiskey in the flask, I'm not gonna drink 'em, I swear I'll make it last till we're drinking out of the same glass again. And though the sand will be washed by the sea, and the old will be lost in the new, well, 4 will not wait for 3, for 3 never waited for 2. Though you will not wait for me, I'll wait for you. Got a Polaroid picture in my wallet, I'm not gonna tear it, no, I'm not gonna spoil it. It's an unspoken heartbreak, a heartbroken handshake I'll take with me where I go. 3 words on the tip of my tongue, not to be spoken or sung or whispered to anyone, till I scream them at the top of my lungs again. Though the sand may be washed by the sea, and the old will be lost in the new, well, 4 will not wait for 3, for 3 never waited for 2. Though you will not wait for me, I'll wait for you. Yeah, I'll wait for you. Pinch of tobacco in my pocket, I'm not gonna roll it, no, I'm not gonna smoke it till we're staring at the stars and the rockets twinkling in the silvery night. Where you only need the light when it's burning low, only miss the sun when it starts to snow, only know you love her when you let her go, only know you've been high when you're feeling low, only hate the road when you're missing home, only know you love her when you let her go, and you let her go. Staring at the bottom of your glass, hoping one day you'll make a dream last. Dreams come slow and go so fast. You see it when you close your eyes. Maybe one day you'll understand why everything you touch surely dies. 'Cause you only need the light when it's burning low, only miss the sun when it starts to snow, only know you love her when you let her go, only know you've been high when you're feeling low, only hate the road when you're missing home, only know you love her when you let her go. You're staring at the ceiling in the dark, same old empty feeling in your heart. Love comes slow and it goes so fast. Where you see it when you fall asleep, never to touch and never to keep, 'cause you loved her too much, dive too deep. 'Cause you only need the light when it's burning low, only miss the sun when it starts to snow, only know you love her when you let her go, Only know you've been high when you're feeling low. Only hate the road when you're missing home. Only know you love her when you let her go. So let her go. Oh, let her go. Oh, just let her go. You only need the light when it's burning low. Only miss the road when you're missing home. Only know you love her when you let her go. Only know you've been high when you're feeling low. Only hate the road when you're missing home. Only know you love her when you let her go. And you let her go. I can't believe I got a lyric wrong. I've played that song 1 billion times and I'm still getting the words wrong. Thank you for listening. It's always weird playing that song actually after a long time of not playing it. And you sort of, yeah. I feel quite, I don't think about it a lot anymore, Let Her Go. You know, it's just kind of done its own thing. It's got however many streams and however many views, and it is completely amazing. But day to day, I don't really think about it. It's such a weird experience to have a song get so big. You know, from those of you who've been following me for years and years, you'll know that it came from very humble beginnings, you know. And when I wrote that song, I never ever thought that it was going to be something that would, you know, be popular, let alone become this juggernaut of a song. And it's shaped the last decade of my life, really. It's allowed me to make the music that I love with amazing people. It's allowed my fan base to grow in such an amazing way. I'm sure so many of you are here because of that song to start with, and now hopefully you've become fond of some others as well. I have so much to be grateful for that song. And I really am. I am so grateful that song got given the opportunity that it did and was able to do what it has done. So getting a bit emotional over here with my whiskey on a Sunday night. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed playing it. I have a couple more left, I think. This one is the first track on the album, and yeah, I love this one as well. I think it's about a lot of things, but the main theme is about going through life and letting go of some dreams, holding on to others, dealing with some disappointment, and not putting up with other bits of disappointment. That was articulate. This is called Things That Stop You Dreaming. I've got no money in my hand, or my coat, or my pocket. Won't get to space cause I haven't got a rocket. I've air in my lungs, eyes in my sockets, and a heart that beats like a tap that leaks. In the night when you haven't got a plumber who can stop it. Jack in a box without a key to lock it. The boat may sink but I'm not gonna rock it. The sea doesn't know my name. Yeah, the boat may sink but I'm not gonna rock it. The sea doesn't know my name. Cause if you can't get what you love, you learn to love the things you've got. If you can't be what you want, you learn to be the things you're not. If you can't get what you need, you learn to need the things that stop you dreaming. Oh, all the things that stop you dreaming. And And I've got no one's word and nobody's promise. Not a lot to show, but this book full of sonnets. My liver may be fucked, but my heart is honest. And my word is true like the sky is blue. In the summertime when everybody gets on it, we warm our skins and get sunburnt from it. Our eyes shine bright like a sky full of comets that shoot like silver trains. Yeah, our eyes shine bright like a sky full of comets that shoot like silver trains. 'Cause if you can't get what you love, you learn to love the things you've got. If you can't be what you want, you learn to love the things you're not. If you can't get what you need, then you learn to need the things that stop you dreaming. Oh, all the things that stop you dreaming. All the things that stop you dreaming. That really got to me. Sorry. It's weird playing these old songs because sometimes they hit a nerve. They uncover something that you haven't felt for a long time. And that one certainly did. This next song is, I wrote it in Scotland, in Glasgow, when I was busking, and I was there with my friend Stu Larson, and I think he went out somewhere. He went off to have drinks with people, and I wasn't feeling in the mood for it. So I went down to the banks of the River Clyde. This is all sounding very poetic and romantic, isn't it? With my guitar, and I wrote this song. I love Scotland so much. I've always had an affinity with it. I think making the music that I do, you know, this kind of storytelling, folk music, I think Scotland and Ireland have such an important role to play in the history of this kind of music. And I think as a folk musician going to those countries, it's always pretty special. I've always written a lot in both countries as well. I think there is something in the water there. And I love Glasgow. It's such an amazing city. It's a bit rough around the edges. It won't take offence by me saying that. It is. But it's so warm and so funny and so welcoming as well. I've had some amazing times. So this is for anybody who is Scottish, anybody who is watching in Scotland, anybody who just likes Scotland. This is Feather on the Clyde. Well, there's a river that runs through Glasgow. It makes her and it breaks her. It takes her in two parts. And a current just like my blood flows down from the hills that stand alone like my restless heart. Well, I would swim, but the river is so wide, and I'm scared I won't make it to the other side. God knows I've failed, but he knows I've tried. I long for something that's safe and warm, but all I have is all that is gone. I'm as helpless and as hopeless as a feather on the Clyde. Well, on one side all the lights glow. The kids go and the folks know where the music and the drinking starts. Oh, and on the other side where no cars go, up to the hills that stand alone like my restless heart. Well, I would swim, but the river is so wide. I'm scared I won't make it to the other side. Well, God knows I've failed, but He knows that I've tried. I long for something that's safe and warm, but all I have is all that is gone. I'm as helpless and as hopeless as a feather on the Clyde. And hey, 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 oh, oh. And the sun sets late in Glasgow, and the daylight in the city part. And I think of you in Glasgow. You're all that's safe, you're all that's warm in my restless heart. Thank you very much. I have one more song, I think. Thank you all so much for watching, as ever. I will be back next week. Not sure which album I'm going to be playing yet. If you have any preferences, by all means, write them in the comments. Now, I've already played Wicked Man's Rest, and I've already played Whispers, I think. They're the two albums that I've already done from the last lockdown live sessions. So I probably won't play those again. So, yeah, if you have any preferences, write the next one that you want to hear down in the comments. As I said, please share this around. Share it on Facebook. If you're watching on Instagram, then tag someone in, and you will be in the running to win one of these delightful posters, which I'm going to sign and personalise for the winners. Please keep on streaming the new album. You guys have been amazing with that. Sword from the Stone is smashing it at radio. It's really exciting. Please keep on playing it and sharing it with your friends, and generally just shouting about Passenger. This last song is going to be a challenge. It's called Holes. Usually this is my finale for my live show, and I go completely mad. I'm going to go less mad, I think. But this is Holes. Nonetheless, you've been wonderful. I've been Passenger. I will see you next week. Thank you. Well, I know a man with nothing in his hands, nothing but a rolling stone. He told me about when his house burned down, lost everything he owned. He lay asleep for 6 whole weeks. They were gonna ask his mother to choose. When he woke up with nothing, he said, "I tell you something, you're nothing, you got nothing to lose." Now I got a hole in my pocket, a hole in my shirt, a whole lot of trouble, he said. But now the money's gone where life carries on, and I miss it like a hole in the head. Hey, now, hey. Well, I know a woman with kids around her ankles and a baby on her lap. She said one day her husband went to get a paper, the motherfucker never came back. Your mortgage to pay and 4 kids to raise, keeping the wolf from the door. She said the wolf's just a puppy and the door's double locked, so why you gotta worry me for? 'Cause he left a hole in my heart, a hole in a promise, a hole on the side of my bed. Yeah, but now that he's gone, well, life carries on, and I miss him like a hole in the head. Well, sometimes you can't change and you can't choose, and sometimes it seems you gain less than you lose. Well, we've got holes in our hearts. Yeah, we've got holes in our lives. Well, we've got holes, but we carry on. You can sing this at home if you want. Say we've got holes in our hearts. Yeah, we've got holes in our lives. Well, we've got holes, but we carry on. Said we've got holes in our hearts. Yeah, we've got holes in our lives. Well, we've got holes, but we carry on. I said we got holes in our hearts. Yeah, we've got holes in our lives. Well, we've got holes, but we carry on. I said we got holes in our hearts. We got holes now in our lives. We've got holes, yeah, we've got holes, but we carry on. I said we've got holes in our hearts. We've got holes in our lives. Yeah, we've got holes, but we carry on. Have a lovely night. Thank you very much.